Welcome to today's episode of Mommy, Can You Make That? I decided to show you guys how I make our own mayo. This has been a journey. I'm still learning. I wouldn't say it's entirely cost effective, to be honest. Until you're basically making your own oil, you can find a good oil that's sustainably sourced, that doesn't break the bank. Have your own chickens for eggs. It can still get pricey, but at least you know exactly what is in your mayo, and there's something satisfying about making it yourself.
For the acid, you can use lemon juice, vinegar. I use kombucha just to make it last a little bit longer too.
So some things that I learned. Number one, an immersion blender is worth the money and the investment. I just bought a kind of a knockoff cheap one, but it works and didn't break the bank. I tried in the beginning a blender and then a food processor and then by hand because I was nuts. Mostly fails, not very many successes. There was one time when I used the immersion blender that it broke, and so you had the oil and everything else separate, and it was just a gloopy mess, disgusting. Anyway, but I learned some other things from this as well. Number one, all your ingredients should be room temperature. Your eggs, I use Dijon mustard, and so I had to set it out from the fridge, go ahead and measure it out, and then let it sit to room temperature. Usually your oil is already room temperature, but everything needs to be the same temperature. If you pasteurize your eggs, you need to make sure they cool back to room temperature before you use them. That's one thing I learned, and since I've been applying that, I've never had a break again.
Once you start your immersion blender, do not go up and down until you start seeing white come all the way to the top. Then slowly start moving it up and down. It is now a good time to start slowly moving your immersion blender up and down to get the rest of it together. The mayo will thicken as it goes in the fridge. If you find that it is too thick, one thing you can do is boil water and add a tablespoon of boiled water to thin it out.
Well friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's how I make our mayo for our family. It will last, especially if you pasteurize your eggs and use a fermented acid like kombucha like I use, or sauerkraut juice, something of that nature. It should last for about a month. For our family of 7, it lasts a week and then it's gone and I have to bake it again, which is why I've debated about doubling the recipe, but I haven't tried that yet. But tell me, friend, have you ever tried to make your own mayo before? If so, how'd it turn out? If not, you should totally give it a try. At least you'll know what's in it.